Yes, this was everything that we expected going into the game. We knew that Tennessee was one of the better defensive teams in the country. We always have a goal to have 10 turnovers or less, and we were very close to that. And that's a litmus test for us, no matter who we're playing. We had 13 turnovers, but a few of those were unforced. They were just careless. Okay, Tennessee does a great job of guarding the pivot, and we have a term we use: no three in a row. When they guarded the pivot, we were 3 in a row, and that caused us to have some turnovers that we generally don't have. But for us to only have 13 turnovers against that defense, I was very proud of our team today because that's pretty consistent and indicative of who we are as a team. From a handsy standpoint, I thought we fouled a little too much today, and we sent them to the charity stripe. I think they had 33 free throw attempts. One thing you can't do as a team is guard the charity stripe. They had 33 free throw attempts, and we had 17 free throw attempts. We were a little too handsy today, and we have to make adjustments throughout the game when we're defending once we know how the game is being called. Okay, that adjustment we didn't make today. But it will be good for us to be able to go back to the drawing board to talk about not being 3 in a row defensively when a team guards the pivot and being able to adjust, okay, to the way the game is being called. That was totally on us. When it comes to the rebounding game, we don't worry about that much, okay? We know a lot of times we're not gonna be the biggest or the tallest team or the most athletic team. What we have to do is we have to box out. We might not get it, but one of our teammates has to get it. Any questions?
What makes Igor Milicic tough to defend?
Well, sometimes what happens is that somebody can become tough to defend when they have real good players around them. Okay, so we put a lot of emphasis on guarding Chaz Lanier, and you can see he was 1 for 6. Okay, it's not always about somebody being really good or really tough because they score some points. Sometimes what happens is your better defender can be on another guy, okay, and then that allows another guy to get going. And we have to increase depth into having, okay, 5 on the floor at a time that are defending with the same intensity, in a term we use, assignment correct. Okay, we feel like he got going because we have some of our better defenders guarding some other players.
Coach, 64 points in the paint tonight for Tennessee. You did it for one possession there early in the second half, but did you think about changing the defense up at all, maybe going some zone, changing the defense up?
We did change our defense up. We played some zone. We played some matchup zone against them. Now, going into the game, we knew that Ziegler was really good at getting the paint touch, okay? And then as soon as the middle guy of the zone stepped uphill, he would throw the lob to the dunker spot guy. Okay, we went over that and walked through, and we went over that leading into the game. Okay, but it's different in real time. Okay, you can walk through and go over, but in real time under the lights, okay, you have to be able to see it in real time. But it's very enticing when Ziegler gets a speed dribble downhill in the paint. It's very enticing to run uphill. Okay, but we told our guys when Ziegler drives left in the paint, okay, to let him finish. Okay, because he's blue in the paint when he drives left to finish. Okay, but we still went to block it anyway. Very seldom does Ziegler drive left, okay, and finish. In all of our scouting report detail, we didn't have one footage of him driving left and finishing in the lane. Okay, the game plan was to let him drive left and finish. Okay, his best move is crossover left to right, and he finishes right-hand layups. But we got to get assignment correct detail, okay, when it comes to scout detail. But now, this is a young team in regards to how long they've been together. Okay, so it takes time for assignment correctness to settle in when you get a new group.
Coach, this is a little specific about Hansel Emmanuel. You know, what's been his development over the 3 years that you've known him, and why is he able to compete at this level?
I'm telling you, he's developed me. Okay, and I'm being honest. I don't know how a person on this earth can watch him and not cry. I don't know how a person on this earth can watch him and not get emotional. I don't know how. I don't. The only way you don't get emotional about that is you don't have anybody in your family like that. You don't have a relative like that. You don't have a friend like that. If you do, Lord have mercy. You know it's almost impossible. You wouldn't believe, I had to turn my phone off. You wouldn't believe the request we had from people in Knoxville, Tennessee to meet Hansel before the game and after the game. We couldn't meet those requests. We get it everywhere we go. He's the biggest inspiration in collegiate sports. We had a guy last year that broke his hand at Bellarmine and didn't tell us until the end of the season. And I was in tears when he told me because I felt like I let him down. I said, why didn't you tell me? He said, Coach, Hansel's been playing with one hand since he was 6. Why would I tell you my hand was broke? I'll just get it fixed now that the season over with. Huh? I've seen this guy right here knock heads with somebody, turn his ankle, swole as a football, and he don't complain because it's contagious. Now, he's a guy, if he didn't have a leg, he still would play too. And what we've done as a staff is that we've targeted young men that have that innate feature about them. That's what we've done. What happens at this level, okay, they come down to our level and take the players. Okay? What we do is, when NAIA, D2, and et cetera go into the portal, they come to our level. And so we've taken a lot of guys with chips on their shoulders that have felt like they don't belong, but know that they do. And we put them on the floor to fight. And that's all we've done. But we have mad respect for Tennessee, unbelievable program, well-coached program. And we respect how they go about it. And we scheduled this game because we knew it would make us better. That's why we scheduled this game. Hope I answered your question. I said Hanson Manuel, and we get quiet. Lord have mercy.
Isaac, you guys were able to have some better offensive possessions in the second half, got some, a couple open shots. What do you think was the difference in the offense between the first and second half?
Just taking the coaching that was given and applying it. Certain times on the floor, things are moving fast. It's hard to see things in real time, but we got a wonderful staff that will show you things, on the iPad on the bench, and they continue to stay in our ears. So just being able to touch paint and spray, and just keeping that aggressive mentality. At times, as a player, you might not be able to see things that the staff has, but the player staff trust allowed us to get our offense rolling a little bit better in the second half.
Corey, even when things weren't going very well for your team at times, it looked like the fight was there. Your team was playing hard. It was trying to mix it up. Is that something that you can build on? And obviously, I'm sure you want the performance to be better, but is that something you can build on?
We have a term that we use, outcome. Okay, we never talk winning and losing. Okay, Isaac can tell you that. Me personally, I've never lost anything in my life. Okay, and I was raised to be that way. The only time you lose in life is if you don't learn what you went through. Okay, that's the only time you lose in life, is that if you don't learn what you went through. Okay, we're going to learn from this, and this is going to make us better. There's so much that we can learn from. Okay, but there's also some building blocks in this. Okay, if you look at everybody that Tennessee has played this year, we scored the most points of anybody else they played. Okay, Louisville scored how many points against Tennessee? Okay, and they got some of the best offensive skill set players around. Okay, and you go down to whoever else that played against Tennessee. Okay, we scored 68 points and did not have our best night. 68 points. Okay, now the goal for this game for us, believe it or not, the goal for this game going into it was for us to have 72 points. That's all we wanted out of this game. We got darn close. We were only 4 points off of that. And as a staff, we said we wanted 72 points at the end of this game because we knew that would have surpassed anybody else that had played Tennessee up until this point. But now, defensively, okay, we weren't able to hold them to our goal. Okay, and what happened in the game is that we could not stop their inside attack. There was just too much inside attack, and we didn't have enough depth, okay, to weather that storm when it came to inside attack.
Coach, Isaac, appreciate you guys coming.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.